Hi everyone, it's Andrew and RC. Just a quick hi. Just a quick catch up of what's on my bench. Really, I haven't done a little episode like this for a week or two, so I thought I'd just talk you through what's going on. To be honest, we haven't got anything new to show you, so it's just what we're currently engaged in. What you can see is my FTX Mauler. Yes, I haven't sold her yet, and I've taken her out. I've had her for a run on Christmas Day. I took her out, and the video's coming very soon. You might have seen some pictures on Instagram. She got a good pasting in the water. She got muddy. She's got some good slow-mo stuff for her, so I'm quite excited about that video. And she performed well. She's hellish noisy. Something's definitely not right with her. It makes the same noise even if she's on matched wheels. It doesn't. These wheels are not too dissimilar in diameter. I obviously will try her on a full set of these big ones, but she was the same no matter which wheels you put on her. And I think something's going to break soon, but we'll run it until she breaks and then sell it. One careful owner. But yeah, I enjoyed running her. She's quite capable in the mud and the water because she's quite high. So I had a bit of fun with this. Next up, the CA30 has been progressed. So let me swap that onto the bench and we'll talk about that. Right, so here's the KingKongRC CA30. I've got the box off, obviously. I've had the cab off, and I have serviced it. I've stripped all three axles and replaced bearings, greased. Generally speaking, the axles weren't in too bad a shape. The problems were the outer bearings. They were all steel shielded, so they're not the best at repelling the water, and basically the rough housing it's had has taken its toll. So I had a couple of seized bearings on the outer sides of two of the axles, but otherwise, nothing more than I was expecting. And I had rubber sealed bearings. That was the idea, was to replace them anyway. So I used what was in the kit. They didn't last, as you now know, and I put the rubber ones in. So hopefully they'll last a little bit longer. So she's lovely and quiet. I can't really push her too hard because she's connected up to the motor, but she's very quiet, very nice and smooth, runs a treat. The gearbox I put a bit more grease in, but it didn't look like it needed a strip down at all. And so that's great. I've just kind of finished putting the cab back together. There's a couple of annoying screws to go in to secure it properly. I've got one job I want to do before I fully reassemble her, and that is two jobs I should say. The first job is going to be putting on this lovely spring-loaded scale towing hook. Yeah, very nice looking thing. Yes, it's got a working clasp, and it's all metal, and it's got a rather vindictive spring in it, which it takes some mounting, I believe. And that's going to go in the back. So anyway, yeah, there you go. So it sits in the back. So it's going to go in this hole in the back. It's going to go through and against this. So it kind of runs through there and clips into the back so it doesn't come out. The other problem I've got, the other thing to do with this, is to reattach all the fuel tanks, the two L-shaped plastic mounts on each side. They've all snapped off. I've got one. 3 of the 4 have snapped off. I still don't understand to this day why they use plastic instead of metal. As I've said, I think on the last time I looked at this, these steps are metal, but the fuel tank sections, brackets, are plastic, so and soft plastic as well. So they've basically all snapped off. You kind of pick the truck up here, when you come to pick it up, it's there. That's the natural place for it, and you can't help but catch, and you bend and snap. Anyway, on the other side, you may remember I built a spare tire mount, but that's gone. That's disappeared. The whole thing snapped off and disappeared in the mud somewhere. So I've got to start from scratch again with that. So that's the thing to sort out as well. So she's not done with me yet, this thing. It's a labour of love, I think, this truck. It's not as well engineered as a cross truck, I don't think. I've got some my leaf packs are quite loose and wobbly, and yeah, I'm not sure that it's going to stand up to the rough housing quite as well as a cross truck will, but it's a beautiful looking thing, and I'm happy with it anyway. So there's that. Okay, what's next? Next is a big tray of bits. Okay, so next up then we have my tray of bits, which is the WPL B16, which is the 6x6, one of them. Okay, M35, M10, or something or other, whatever you want to call it, deuce and a half. Is the closest kind of general reference I can give you. But that's what it is. It's a B16. It used to be Terry's. I mentioned this before. It used to be Terry's, but he gave it to me since it was a disaster. So what I've done is I ordered a WPL upgrade pack for the drive line. So I've now got 3 metal axles. I've got metal drive shafts to go on. I did have some problems with the rear. This sort of bridge transmission prop shaft, drive shaft. I think the ones that came with the upgrade kit were too long. They pushed the axles too far apart. But I had this small one. Now I can't remember whether this small, differently coloured one came in there as well, because I had so many bits out. I've got a box of WPL parts. It could have come from my spares box. I can't remember now. But just be careful. You do need an extra specially short drive shaft to go in between these axles. Yeah, it isn't the same as the drive shaft between number 1 and number 2 axle and the gearbox. It's not the same as them. It's much smaller, and they need to be able to do this afterwards. Okay, which they couldn't do before. They're a bit bindy. They're a little bit bindy. Okay. Apparently, according to Edward at WPL, his video he's put out, he basically just run them dry without any grease, and the brass will bed in, basically shave itself smooth. Take the covers off, blow it all out, and then you can grease it, and you'll have a perfectly bedded in set of gears. Or obviously, the whole thing will tie itself in a knot and snap horrendously. A few WPL issues, a few getting the pumpkins on properly and so on, a bit of a drama, but they're nothing if not a challenge. So it's got some metal mud guards on from Amazon. It's going to have, where are we? It's going to have the Julies on that you can buy, non-WPL parts. These are off Banggood, but they come as a full set. Quite expensive, I'll be honest with you, but they're metal glue-on rims, not beadlocks. They come as a completely separate. I can't remember where my bag is now. And then the Julies glued together, screwed together. These are screwed together loosely, hence they flap about a bit. And they're going to go on, and they're going to look awesome. I'm not going to put them on because I don't want to spoil the surprise of how good it looks with these on. They're nice ties. They're quite hard. They're very narrow compared to the stock ones. You can't really run the 2 stock ones side by side because they're far too fat. So they are quite narrow. They're very military tread, and they are quite grippy. It's very easy to get them to grip. So I'm expecting kind of it'll run okay, but they are a bit hard, so it might be a bit bouncy. But hey, it's going to have the fuel tank on the back. I think I showed you this last time. I've got a big grey WPL fuel tank to go on the back, and I'm not sure what colour it's going to be. Green was my first guess, but I'm not sure. I might camouflage it. I might try with my airbrushes, my new airbrushes, to try and get some kind of camo thing going on. Right, that's all I think we'll do. Thank you and good night. And that's good night from me and good night from him. Bye.